What's going on, everybody? It's AmmaJamma here. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's make some money. Let's make some trades. And we're just going to get started. Let's jump right into it. It is Thursday. Let me flip my screen here. There we go. All right. First stock we're going to talk about is GNS. If anyone was here Tuesday, you remember I said this was a top watch. I loved the setup for the week. We had a micro float on this bad boy. It was ready to pop. I said, do not forget about this stock, even if it doesn't take off today. And it was Tuesday when we spoke about it. I said this was a top watch. I said I loved the setup. It's got that teeny tiny float. What's our float here? It's pretty small float. I think it's like 10 million. So smaller float. It had that HKD vibes, that MGM vibes. That just low float vibes where it could halt and gap up, this and that. Just had the setup, guys. And what do you know, this morning it popped. So when we were talking about it, it's about 54, 55 cents. We're at 85 cents and running right now. I think this could be one that really gets a strong run through the day today. So make sure that it's one you keep on your watch list, and we'll go from there. So thank you. Thank you for that GNS top. So this was one we even talked about a couple days ago. It's still blasting right now. I think this one could be a really, really good move in the market open today. We're watching it as well. So we're gonna watch and see what happens. So let's get to it. We had negative news coming out of, supposed declarations of war and all sorts of shit going on. So we'll see what happens with the market. It's red right now. I got the SPY up. We had a pretty nasty sell-off since 4 a.m. And also, if you remember Tuesday, I said if we got that hard rejection at 400, I felt pretty confident that we are going to sweep the upper mid 380s. So 389, 390, something like that. We're at 388 right now. We expected that. We watched for it, expected it. I felt confident it was going to happen, and that's where we're at. Hard rejection 2 days in a row at that $400 level. Just couldn't get over it. Yesterday included, nasty sell-off all day, and it's still continuing. We can really, really hit some new lows at this point. So, it's just something to watch. I'm going to kind of take my time a little bit. People are filtering in a little late today, I'm noticing, by the numbers. So we'll talk about the SPY before we get going here. So obviously we're watching this trend line. If we extend it out here, this is what we're watching. As we continue. So we want to see us break out of this just nasty downtrend. A couple key levels I would look at are this 390 area would be where I put my first line. And I try to, I legit told everybody if we couldn't break that 400, I was bearish this week. We talked about that. We expected that. Hopefully you guys planned for that. It's just the way it was and the way it worked out, and we could come a lot further down. That's the reality of it. So, the first level, obviously, we're watching is that, $389.50 to $390 area. It looks like we're trying to make a little bit of a push right now. I'm not expecting too much for it because even here, let's be real. Even if we do get, let's pop a retracement, even if that was the relative bottom. We could get all the way as high as 390.87 before our next leg down, and it would still be part of the downtrend. Get that little dead cat bounce before the next continuation of downtrend here. So let's pop a line right here. If we could break and hold above that zone, it could be something we could look at for reversal. Anyway, let's get back to our day trade candidates for today. We're going to leave that off of there and go back to our graph. So obviously we talked about GNS already. Here's another interesting one. I'm going to immediately, when we see these hardcore pushes like this, and then the immediate sell-off, all I do I put the fibs on there, and I kind of don't really pay attention to it too much past that. It hasn't proven to me it's going to have sustainability at any point during market open. These are the type of stocks that kind of have that and fade away. If I see something in that area with a nice volume, I'll look back. GNS, obviously, 92 cents. two different opportunities on this. We talked about a 55 cents Tuesday. If you bought at that area, up 65%. If you kept an eye on it, we also had it on our watch list today at 60 cents, hit 92 cents. That's about 54%, 55% there. Not bad, not bad, not bad at all. What are we looking at for this one, Amy? I will tell you that for me personally, I'm watching this area right here, that wick high there and the wick high here. And the only reason I'm looking at the wick high here is because it looks to be where it's attempting to hold up right here. And then this I want here. And these are our older lines from talking about it the other day. We're going to keep those on there. We'll see what happens. Let's keep popping through these. XRT pretty much just faded away. So these are the type of ones. These can be a little interesting at market open because it is one that did have some decent volume pre-market. I mean, we're talking 500,000 every 5 minutes pre-market. So it's massive, massive pre-market volume, which is what we want to see. So it's actually looking very, very interesting right about now with this attempt breakout, this little attempt curl up. We're watching this area here. We want to see the bullish break out and then the retest. And that's where I like our entry. That or a nice strong hold and break above $1.15. That's the level I'm looking at right away. Here I actually everything's green in our time and sales right now. People are buying, the orders are flying in. We've got a couple of we got a 13K sell at 120, so keep an eye on that. If you do end up taking entry at 116, that could be a hard door slam at that area. Phase holdings. Phase is one actually I had a swing on for a while here. We've had the swing. It got wrecked. It had a nice little pop up to that 250 area. We're able to get out with some profits and sold for the last 3 days. We got 18% pre-market. Nothing I'm really too excited about. I see phase in pre-market at that 10 to 20% area quite often, 2, 3, 4 times a month. You start to remember and memorize certain stocks you see quite often. This is the e-gaming Phase Clan stock, and like long term, I think they have a lot of great perspective in the future. With where gaming and just metaverse, those type of things go. But for the day trade today, nothing I'm really looking at too hard. I do like, however, this hard bottom we hit at that $1.10 level. If we pop on like an hour chart here, we could see a pretty strong bottom and pop. So we're going to watch this area here. But as far as a day trade, I could honestly say we need to see some volume. That was literally one candle and we gave it all up immediately. So, I mean, that's what we're kind of watching on this. It already pulled back over 2/3 of that candle. Starbucks was running after hours yesterday. We gave a lot of that back. But my, when you look at this, let's pop that fibs on this push. And it's looking pretty interesting. Came right to our golden fibs area, almost exactly. That area is interesting. We're going to watch this one. This is one could get a nice little run after the market actually opens. I like it for a couple of reasons. Reason number one is it didn't give it all back. In pre-market today, we had a sustainable level. We traded sideways, slight uptrend, this and that, of course, but we didn't give it back. So I'm going to look at this area here. Above 380 as a possible entry that I would like, or come down past this lower range here, 345 to 350, and then take that entry at that point. The rest are all kind of 20%, nothing unless, I always skim through because there's certain stocks like GRRR is known to really push. So that's one I'll definitely put a couple lines on, because this one has ran quite a bit over the last few days. If you look at the daily chart here, you could see it's had a hell of a run before. And see, this is why you always want to look at these charts, because this is actually quite interesting here. I want to see what this fibs is talking about here. I obviously lost 618, but if we could break up over that 670 to 675 area, this is not wanting to line up, right? All right, there we go. So if we break over that, say 640, we are over at pre-market. It's not showing. I'm out of pre-market because I have the daily on. Let me pop out the 4 hours so it shows it. All right, so we are over that 640. If we could break and hold that 640 with a sustained hold, that could be an interesting one for me as well. I am going to pop back to that daily. I'm going to delete this. And I'm just going to pop a trend line at that 640 level. And because that's a major point for me, I want to see. But we are giving it all back pretty quickly right now. We shall see. It's trading sideways. We did have a couple nice little pops. So, I mean, this was 640 up to 723. That's, 10-15% on these candles, which is pretty nice, pretty substantial. All right. APGN is another one that likes to run. So this is definitely one we don't want to sleep on. My immediate thought is that 236 level, and then obviously our 222 level. So these are two levels we'll watch coming into market open here. And let's check everything else going on. So this one is holding pretty nicely. It's actually bouncing at the level, that wick high level I had. I was a little bit off on this. Going into market opens abundantly more risky, but I can't say I hate an entry at this 82-cent level. I believe that we could get a really strong push at this level here. It's holding up. It's got a little bit of uptrend here, showing trend support as well, which I'm watching right here. So I don't hate this. You could play it with a really, really tight stop where if we lose this trend line here and say come below, like say 77 cents, be out of the trade. I don't hate it at 83 cents here. I really don't. And normally I say, let's not take these trades till 8:30. I think this one really could get a push at 8:30 or it's going to dump hard. So time will tell. We will see. All right. This one. And then with NRSN, I like that break over 232 for an entry there. A nice clean break at that area, obviously. And then there we go. So we got about 3 minutes till market open. We'll watch these areas here. Like I said, I don't hate that entry here. It's a little quiet pre-market. I can't lie. It's not too exciting today. We'll find something though. We had a couple really nice trades this week, that GNS, and we had a 90%er the other day. We had our gap up, a halter yesterday. A lot of interesting stuff. And then over on the options side in the Discord, we've had a lot of different trades as well that have been pretty fantastic. It's been fun live trading the last couple weeks. And like I said, please, if there's anything that you would like to see, feedback in any way, shape, or form, let me know, and we will always work to constantly improve that. So we're just pretty much going to watch this. So we have that impulsive break up out over that area. So market open, I really do like this one above, $1.12 to $1.13. In fact, because we are downtrending a little more, I would have moved that down to $1.13, $1.12 area. EVAX had some good news today. Okay, so this one trading sideways too, and this is also one known to have really strong runs. So for EVAX above $1.92 is where I would like it, as long as we hold some nice volume coming into market open. I'm still catching up with the charts. My power was off half the morning, so we are still. I'm still catching up with everything I usually do pre-market. I wasn't able to look until literally like 12 minutes before we went live on the air. So. Frizzy hair, don't care. We're good. All right, so it looks like we're wanting to sell off here. So this one's also setting up this triple top right here as well. So it's another area that we want to see a break over, and a break over these two areas at the same time is what's very interesting to me and what we would like to see. So that's what I'm watching into these first days. All right, so here's that market open. So obviously for this one, we like it over 232 area. There's my phone with all my Webull alarms going ding, ding, ding. Anyone that sets those price watches knows exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so our GNS, if you took that 83-cent level, here's that pop, already up 4 to 5%. I said I didn't hate the entry. We did jump in a little bit before market open. Was a little bit risky, but I didn't hate it, guys. I did not hate it. That's why I felt that candle was coming. All right, so this is where we want to see that clear break over that 229 to 232 area. above 232 less risk, down toward the 229 little more risk. You know, you have to decide your risk factor on that. All right, so there's that flickering candle we like to see. We could get a pullback pretty quickly here to that 212 if we don't continue. I want to see us up at the 255 level in the next 2 to 3 minutes. And I know that's a lot. That's like 10% from where we're at now. This is just the type of chart that should do this if we want to maintain what we're looking at. All right, because we have that engulfing red immediately. We're still sitting in our box here. And this is our do not touch box. We know about that. The no zone. There we go. Let's put some red on there. Oh, we wanted the box red. Sorry, guys. Oh well, the lines are red today. So we're watching that. We've got GNUS bouncing right off this trend line here. Look at that candle. I think this one should break that 92 cents in the next couple minutes. It's acting pretty spicy here. Volume was decent, 1.5 million first candle. It's what we like to see. Very small float on this. We can end up gapping down to 75 cents on one candle though. Be ready with that. And please know that on these type of stocks, those lower cap, you know, this is just one that has those vibes. Anyone that kind of runs meme stocks around social media, you know what I mean when I say that HKD vibe. It's that type of stock for me. XTRX. Okay, so this one did break out over our entry point of our $1.12. We're at about $1.16, $1.17 right now. That's 3 to 4%. This looks pretty nice here. If you did take an entry at that $1.12, I would already be selling 50% of that position right here. Lock up that 3 to 4%. That's what we're doing day trading. It looks to be like we're hitting our head at this area here. Don't like to see that. Don't like to see that. So we see that wick here establishing that. And I know I'm reacting on a minute chart. Of course, I do understand that. But just when we get that impulsive push out of this downtrend we've had, and it's immediately losing that gusto this quickly, this is what I'm expecting to happen because because it's like that here. Wouldn't be surprised to see us come back, test this area, and then that'd be a great entry as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see that because it's really struggling right now. We would have to break with authority over this area in the next 2 minutes. GNUS is hanging out with high at 90 cents from 85. You know, that's 5.5%, 6%. Not terrible. Nothing crazy yet. Phased isn't doing nothing. This thing has no volume. We don't even want to consider that. All right, so this is actually bouncing right off our box, our golden fibs low box here. This is interesting. I'm not necessarily touching until like 366. I think we lose a little steam here. I'd like to see us up over this VWAP type area. I don't like it at 361. I like to see that second candle come back and eat up 2/3 of this body pretty quickly, like immediately on these kind of sell-off candles. So I'm not convinced on this one yet. All right, here we go. So we hit that. We're breaking over. Here's 245. All right, I'll take it. We'll take it from our entry, you know. So we're at about almost 10% at that point. 225 entry to 245, you know, that's 10% there. Not terrible. We got the flickering candle we like to see. We got our pop over that VWAP we like to see. We've got a very middle body candle here, meaning not too much wick at the top or the bottom. We like to see that as well. We don't want to see that body all at the bottom of that wick. And there we go. There's 250 from our you know, there's over 10% on this trade. There's 12%, and we're going to keep going. Are we going to get a volatility halt on this one? Ooh, it was close, guys. That was close to a volatility halt. That was some massive volume there. If we would have hit like 264, I think we would have had that vault. And we're giving it all back. That's why you take those profits. You have that sell ready to go because that was pretty hard rejection. Let's see this next candle start to push up. Okay. I'm still catching up, guys. If I seem a little subdued this morning, it's because my power was off. I've got frizzy out of the shower hair. I literally was in the shower as my power went off. I wasn't sure if I would be able to stream for you guys. I was getting worried there. And then my power came back on about 10 minutes before the stream. So I'm still catching up. Couldn't make any coffee. We're drinking Red Bull again today. it's still, this is pushing nice. This looks really, really nice to break that 260 here. I like how we came right back up like that. There we go. 270, baby. So that's about 20% here from our 225 entry, 270, 18%. So that's all you can expect. If this was an options trade and we got 18%, that's like a 500% options trade, guys. Like, don't be minimizing what 18% is on a freaking equity play. Like, this is a fantastic play right here. Look at this time and sales flying. Nothing on the second level worries me. 250, we got that 250 sell. That could really bring us down to this level here, like 233, 234. But I mean, we are stacking up a little bit on the bid side here. We'll see what happens this candle. It hasn't decided what it wants to do. I am surprised we didn't get a volatility halt, to be honest, on that candle before. We're at 80 cents on GNS. I like an entry on GNS above 82.5. We hit that $1.22 from the $1.13, about 5%. We're still looking spicy here. What did we do? What did I say, guys? What did I say? We're having trouble breaking over. I expect us to come back, retest this line, and have a strong impulse. If you listen to me and you set that buy up at that point, at that $7, $8 level, you are already up 10%. Already up 10%. So even if you missed that second trade, listen what I'm saying. We handed it to you on a silver platter. I'm not going to pat myself on the back, but I am going to say this is why you pick what chart makes sense to you and wait for it to happen. I don't expect everybody to take every trade I'm showing, but I do expect you guys to say that chart makes sense to me. That's the one I'm going to watch. All right, so we got the 274 here, and it's hanging out. We're not coming back down yet. If you haven't taken an entry on this, now's not the time. Phase is fading away. This is XRT. We want to see this push over that $1.22 pretty quickly. Next couple minutes here. I don't have a lot of faith in this one overall, but we did get a couple chances for 8 to 10%. Let me switch this to a 1 day. There we go. So XRT is actually looking like it wants to do that push now. We're getting a flickering candle. Time and sales all white and green. A little bit of red sprinkled in here. I like what I'm seeing. This order book isn't screaming anything deathly detrimental to me. Yeah, we've got a 24K block at $1.09. Nothing I'm overly worried about at this point. It looks like they want it. The market makers want this one to push a little bit. We get over this 122. I do think we could test 130 easily in the next 4 or 5 minutes, but we would need to get over this 122 in the next minute or two pretty decidedly with some nice volume. Nice 6% candle there. Beautiful. If you waited for that bounce at $1.07, we're already, you hit 15% on that candle right there. That is exactly what we're looking for. There we go. There's that high. This is popping now. There we go. There we go, guys. 220 entry, 291, 70 cents. We're pushing 30%. A little over 30% hit on that wick high. Now this one's coming down hard. All right, so there's our wick. We want to watch this wick low area. We know we've been picking up all our support above this area here. This box doesn't matter anymore. Our box does not matter. This box is our non-existent box. We've got our 2 red lines. We know that's our do not touch zone. That was quite the little pop right there, guys. From our 212 to 291. That's 78 cents. I mean, you're talking 35 to 40%. So beautiful, beautiful push. So GNS is kind of falling away. It's okay. I still think this can get a second push. If we pop on the 15-minute on this, you can see it's got some uptrend to it, but it does have quite a way it needs to come back to get to that trend line in general. This is still a top watch for me coming into next week. I think this has just begun. I think this is a stock that starts to really get some gusto behind it. So be ready. Excuse me, Red Bull. Excuse me. All right, so we're holding up this one. I like I actually really, really like what XRT is doing here. XRTX, it's holding up. It's holding up. It's establishing pretty strong support in this area here. That's exactly what we want to see. It's got that nice strong support. Nothing screaming at me in our level 2. Yeah, order book's a little red. It's peppering red right now. But, there okay, so we broke that 122. We need to hold it, though. We don't want to see this engulfing candle right after it. We did not want to see that. All right. And I mean, we're holding up on this one too, to be honest. This is our area. If you're in the trade and you were up anywhere from 10 to 30%, this is kind of my abandonment point. NBAX is kind of just hanging out sideways. Nothing is too exciting here. This right here, touch this. This is like such a clear resistance. These are when you see a candle pattern like this up about 20%, look at this volume, 2K, 67.74. Yeah, you don't touch those, just so you know. Starbucks took our perfect bounce off our box here. If you did take that entry at that 350 level, we're at 371 already. That's 7 or 8%. That's why I give you these levels. That's where we wanted to see the bounce, and that's where the bounce was. That's exactly what we're looking at. This was our fib box we drew and where we wanted to see the bounce. And I mean, it bounced perfectly, and now it's blasting. So these levels mean something. If you have to trade what one indicator over the RSI, anything, I would say your fib is an indicator. And honest to God, guys, RSI tells you a lot, but a lot of the stuff the RSI tells you, you can see in the candles already. For me, it's that fibs. That's my baby. It tells a story. It gives you your levels. You can feel more comfortable when it breaks a level. Like, okay, this should be where it has a strong push. AMST. Oh, there we go. This is actually interesting right here. If this candle engulfs with some volume kicking in, I'm pretty intrigued on this candle right here. Let me look at the 15-minute just real quick on this one. Okay. Oh my gosh, my mouse. All right. I mean, we're still, it's just hanging out in continuation. Well, all these. This one looks like it wants to come down if we lose our box, which we're barely holding on to our support level right now. We're holding on by a thread. If you're looking for a second chance above $1.17, $1.18, I don't mind a second chance here. $1.17, $1.18, because what did I tell you? 3-point trend right there. There's our third touch point. So if we could prove the bounce here, I think it could be pretty interesting. And then right on the top as well, we got a little trend channel we're kind of trading in right now. Nothing perfect, but enough to draw a couple lines and see what happens. Okay, so like I said, I thought this was pretty interesting here. If we break over this 38, I think we get a really strong impulse move to at least 40 cents. The volume's definitely here. Looks like it wants to keep continuing here. Big 35-cent 100K order, though. All right. So above 78 cents. 78 cents NGNS is where it's getting my attention. We're bouncing, we're holding. That's got my attention as well. Second chance entry I gave at $1.18. Okay, so STBX, if you took that entry at that 353, I mean, we hit 380, 384. That's 8 to 10% right there already. 30 cents, 31 cents. It's about 8.5%. Not bad. AMST, there we go. There's that impulse push. I didn't say take an entry, but I did say I liked it at the 36 and up at 39. It's already 10% up in these 3 candles. I didn't say take the entry at 36. Full disclosure, but I did say I don't mind what this chart is doing. Ooh, that's a nasty candle though. If this candle can pull up over that wick high 39.80, I think we get at least another 5 to 10% on it. If it immediately pulls this back up and holds it like a little baby. Let's pop on this 21. I just want to see what the 21, where the 21's at on this. Okay. Yeah, I don't hate this chart. I do not. All right. This one, I mean, if we get over the 385, so what I'm watching STBX here is this 385 wick high from right at market open. If we could get over this, that was a nasty sell-off candle, 8%. If we get over this 385, I mean, it is strong, not like a tinker 386 come back down. Like we start to flicker 386, 387, 388. I think this could reach $4. Eyes are on it. It was a top performer after hours. Oh, you know what? We're going to continue this in the Discord. You guys come check us out. pbalerts.com. Use the code Amy30, 30% off. I don't know why you won't bid on yourself and make some money. Come try it. DM me. I'll give you a special deal. Bye.